Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Monday, where every Monday I post a new video. In today's video, we're going to be making a granny pincushion, which looks like this. And I made one of these a couple years ago, but I wanted to do an up-to-date one because some things have changed. So what you're going to need for this project is you're going to need 2 of these 2-inch PVC pipes, and you want them to be in the shape of an elbow noodle. That's how I can tell what I'm looking for, because it reminds me of a macaroni in the shape of an elbow noodle. And you're going to need 2 of these, and these are 2 inches. And then you're going to need 1 piece like this. That's exactly 1 inch, and I went ahead and cut that in half, so we have 2. I took a styrofoam ball, and that was one of the medium-sized balls, and I cut this in half, so you have 2. These will be her boobs. And then I have another styrofoam ball right here, and this one is it's a 2-pack, but I've already used one, and it's 2.8 inches, and you're going to need that. Don't cut that in half. You're going to need some pillow fluff. You're going to need a wooden block to glue your granny down on. You're going to need felt, any color of your choice. I'm going to be using some bling from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to be needing yarn. I'm going to be using yarn for her hair, socks, any kind you have on hand, and then I'm going to be using these 2 little curling rods that's flexible, and I got these at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to go ahead and move all of this stuff to the side. And now I'm going to go ahead and you're going to need scissors, hot glue, and a glue stick. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down so we can just get into the video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build our granny. So you're going to take your 2 PVC pipes. You want one turned this way, and this one is going to be turned the opposite way. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go ahead and take your smaller PVC pipe that I cut in half, and you're just going to go ahead and stick that down in there. And that's going to fit pretty snug. And then you want to take this part and you want to go ahead and connect it like this. So this is what you should have so far. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this part, and this is going to go here. And we're just going to stick that down off in there, and this is going to be for her head. So by now this is what you should have. So this is what we have so far. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this, and we're just going to glue this to our base. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab some hot glue, and you want to use a good amount of glue. And I'm also going to go in with some E6000 just for extra hold. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on here, and I'm putting a good amount because you don't want it to move. So you want to use a good amount of hot glue, and then you want to pick where you want it. And I'm just going to go ahead and put mine here, and I'm just going to hold this down and allow it to dry. So once you get her glued down on the base, she should look like this. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go put her head on. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to make it. I want her to be looking at me. So we're going to go ahead and you're going to put some hot glue right on top of the little, which is the little, this part right here, which is going to be her neck. And you want to use a good amount of hot glue. Also, you can use a backup glue, which is E6000. That's what I did. And I'm just going to hold this here, and we're just going to go ahead and let that dry. So now that we have her head glued on in place, this is what yours should start looking like. Here we go. This is what we have so far. So now you can take whatever color felt you want. It honestly, come on, Coco. Come on, back there. Sorry, y'all. My little dog wants to be seen. Okay, you got to go back there. Okay, sorry. So once again, you're going to take the felt of your whatever color you decide you want to go with. You want to take that and you want to start wrapping it around the head. So I'm just going to turn this, and the good thing about felt is it stretches a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to just wrap this around. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right down on the base of her neck. And you basically want to take your felt and you want to put it right up against the edge, and you just want to go ahead and start wrapping this around her neck. And so I'm just going to go ahead and continue to wrap this all the way around. So once you get the head on and glued on, this is what it should look like. And it's don't have to be perfect, because I am going to cover that with hair. So now that we have that part done, what we're going to do now is go ahead and add her boobs on. And remember, they could be as big or as little as you want. It's really up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and grab some hot glue. And we're going to put these on. And this is just meant to be, like, I guess it's a pincushion, but it doesn't have to be taken seriously. It's just meant to be kind of funny. I kind of think they're cute, and I've made a couple of these and given them to friends, and I even took them to a couple of my shows, and yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and add some hot glue, and then we're going to let this dry. And I'm just kind of making sure they're nice and even. Don't want one lopsided. This is what we should have so far. And once again, we're going to let that dry. So now that we have her chest on, we're going to go ahead and grab a sock. Any sock of your choice. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut off a little bit. So I'm just going to cut this here. And this part is what we're going to stuff the fluff in. So you want to grab your fluff as much as you want. And we're just going to go ahead and stuff this in like this. It's not going to fit perfectly perfect, but you're going to stuff it in like that, and then you're going to pick about where you want it to go. And I am going to put mine about here. And remember, you can put as much or as little fluff as you want, and you can make her butt as high or as low. It's really up to you how you do it. Okay, so this is what we have. And I'm going to go ahead, and first I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue. And I'm just going to go ahead, and we're just going to start off and stick this down here and let it go. And you're going to glue this all the way around. So once you get it glued on all the way around, this is what it should look like. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our sock that we cut, and you want to take the bottom part, and this is going to be the skirt down here, and this part will be for the neck. So we're just going to go ahead and just slide this over. I'm going to put this right down on top. Just going to go ahead and pull this over. Then we're just going to go ahead, pull this part over her butt. So we're going to turn it this way. Make sure everything is nice in, because you want the heel part to go right over this part, right over her butt. So as you can see, here is the heel, and we're just going to go ahead and pull that right over her butt. And now what you want to do is the bottom part of your sock, and it's up to you. You can take this and you can tuck it under, and then you can glue it down. So this is what we have. And all I'm doing is just adjusting her sweater, or we can call it a turtleneck, whichever you prefer. And this is what it looks like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go it through and just put a little bit of hot glue down through here, just like this. This is what we have so far. I'm just going to readjust some stuff to make it, to give her a little more. There we go. You just got to play around with it to make sure that her butt is not crooked, unless you want it to be. Now, this is what we have here, and I'm just going to go ahead and set her to the side. So here we have a little bead, and this is going to be her nose, and all we're going to do is cover this with the same color felt that we use for her head. So you're just going to take a little piece of this felt, going to cut it out, and all I do is just take a little bit of hot glue, put it right in the middle, take our little nose, stick that in here, go around like this, and then we're just going to go ahead and glue it in place. So basically you're taking a little bead and covering it with the hot glue and felt. So once you have your little ball covered in felt, we can go ahead and pick a spot on her face where we want to glue it. So basically wherever you want to put the nose is where we're going to put it. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put mine here because I want her to be looking at me. And this is what it's going to look like. And I'm just going to add a little pressure here and hold that until it dries. So her nose is on, and this is where it's at. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab some googly eyes that we have here. And we're just going to get two. And I think I'm going to do smaller eyes. So let's do some smaller ones. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way because we don't need these. And we're going to go ahead and put her eyes on. Right there. And so there's her eyes. I'm going to go ahead and do her hair, because her hair is going to take the longest. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I do the hair. So I have some gray yarn and I have some black, and I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 pieces of the gray yarn, and I'm going to move my camera up a little bit. So we have 2 pieces. I'm making sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start right here and put these 2 here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and I'm just going to go straight across. And I'm going to come all the way down on the other side. And I'm just going to take these 2 pieces and I'm just going to pull them kind of tight. And what this is doing is giving me a base for a hairline for where I want to start putting my hair on at. And you want to hold that here until it dries, which it's going to look like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just take this piece and I'm just put a little bit of hot glue here, and that's going to go this way, and we're going to take the other short piece and we're just going to go ahead and wrap around. Just like this. So put a little bit of hot glue there, here. Gonna bring this one here. So put a little bit of hot glue there. Gonna glue that down. And I'm just gonna take my scissors and we're gonna go ahead and cut that right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue here. And we're going to glue this down like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our other yarn and I am going to grab 2 more pieces like this. And what we're going to do, you're going to take your 2, you're going to fold it over like this, but make sure that they're even. And then we're just going to fold them like this. And all I'm going to do is put a little bit of hot glue down through here. Try to get this in the camera. So I put a little bit of hot glue right through here. And I took my yarn that I folded. And we're just going to go ahead and put that right here just like that. Put a little more hot glue. Stick this down on here just like that. Be careful not to burn your fingers like I just did. And once again, we're going to take 2 pieces. I may even grab a piece of black this time. That way I can make it 2 different colors. So here we have this. We're going to wrap it like that. So 2 more pieces, wrap around your finger like that. So you left with the loop right here. Right here. Gonna take hot glue and we're just gonna go all the way around. just to make sure everything is nice and even. So you want to take your two loop parts here and you want to put them right up against the base of her neck and you want to glue in place. And we're going to do that all the way around her head. So once you have her hair all glued in, this is what it should look like. Like this. We're going to go ahead and give her a bun. So basically all I'm doing is taking a rubber band and I'm just going to put this in a little bitty bun. So I'm going to take that, tuck that under like this. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut this in the back. So this is what it looks like back there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right here. Just hold that down in place. So this is what we have. So now we're going to go ahead and do her arms. So let's turn this down again. So we have her pretty much, we're pretty much about done with her. So now we're going to grab the other sock and I am just going to cut it here. It may not even need to be this long, but I'm just going to see. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half again. And this is going to be her for her arms. So I'm just going to cut this going straight up, which is going to give us two pieces like this. So we have our blue cleaners and I want to put, let's see here. So I am going to go ahead and grab my bigger scissors and I'm just going to cut that end off. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other one to make sure that everything is nice and even. So we're going to cut here. So what I'm going to do is just unroll the sock. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue down off in here like that. And I'm just going to push that down. We're going to do the same thing to the other one. So we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue right here. And we're just going to go ahead and stick this down off in here. Just like that. Let that dry. So now we have two. I'm just going to go ahead and take the sock and roll it around. So we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue on here and we're just going to roll it. Just put a little more hot glue down and we're just going to pull and roll just like this. Going to keep going and we're going to do the other sock the exact same way. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut off a little bit of this. Like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this part down just like this. Hold that there And then we have a little extra here. So what we're going to do is we have this extra. We're just going to cut off a little bit of that. And I'm just going to see how it's okay. I love it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue down in here. And then we're just going to pinch the ends together. So here's one. And now we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing to the other one. So now we have both of her arms done. You want to again take some of that felt. And we're just going to go ahead and cut out a little square. And then we're just going to go ahead and cut out a little circle from that. And this is just to cover the white part of the roller. So there's one. So there's one. And then we're just going to go ahead and cut off another little piece. And this is going to be to cover, these are going to be her hands. There we have that. And now we're just going to go ahead, put some hot glue right across the top. And we're just going to go ahead and stick these down right on top. So that's what it should look like. Again with the other one here. And we're just going to stick this right here like that. And now we're just going to go ahead and attach the arms. So you just got to figure out where you want them to be and how you want them to look. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some hot glue here. And then we're just going to go ahead and stick that right here. So I'm putting that right there just like this. And then I'm going to take the other end. And I am going to just simply put a little bit of hot glue here. And we're just going to stick that right on her butt. And we're just going to hold that here and let that dry. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other one. So once you get both of the arms glued on, this is what she looks like. Now, we're just going to grab some pins. And we're just going to go ahead and just stick a couple of the little pins in her cushion, if you will. Don't need very many. Just going to put a couple in here so you get the idea. Let's do one more. And this is what she looks like. Now, we got one more thing to do, and that's to give her lips. I guess it depends on what color lips you want her to have. I think I'm going to go with like a pink. So the last thing we need to do is make her lips. So what I did for that was I took a piece of peach felt and I just basically drew the shape of lips on, which I did this. We're just going to draw the shape of the lips. Like that. Basically a heart shape. And we cut that out. And once you cut it out, this is what you're going to end up with. So we're going to go ahead and glue this. So this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place. So just going to put a little bit of hot glue right on the back. And then we're just going to go ahead and stick that just like that. And there we have it. That is it for our little granny. If you want her to have glasses, I can show you how I made mine. So I took some wire, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just pull off some. I'm gonna grab my scissors. I'm just gonna cut there. So I took a straight piece of wire, and I went to the top of the bottle, and I twisted it around like this. So I twisted it like this, and I'm just going to take this little piece and pull it through. Like that. Then I took another piece. I took it and I bent it. So this is what you should have so far. I bent this down this way. So now it's like this. And I took the other part and I went around the bottle, just the top part of the bottle, like this. So you go around like that, take this off, and I'm just going to push mine in a little. And then I'm just going to go and wrap this under like that. And I'm going to wrap this around again. So we're going to push that through. I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece. And here are her little glasses. So here we go. And we could just stick her glasses on. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of hot glue right on the back of the glasses, like this. And then we're just going to go ahead and stick them right to her face. Just like that. And I'm going to try to go over a little. And there we have it. And that is it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera up. So yeah, here she is. Sorry if this video took a little longer than I wanted. I just wanted to make sure that I was very clear on how I did this, because I had so many people from my face group ask me how did I do it and if I could do a tutorial. And so, yeah, here it is again. And like I said, I did one of these a couple years ago, but I changed up a few things to make this one a little more easy to follow, I hope. So, yeah, with that being said, if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become part of my YouTube family. Please feel free to share this video with your family and friends. And once again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos. That really means so much. And yeah, thank you so much, and I hope y'all all have a nice day. Bye.